Today is January 22nd. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Bill's story. We'll be reading page 12. At the 12 and 12, we're on step 3. We'll read page 35. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. Once again, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. It's Thursday, so it's Friday Eve, right? And I hope you all are doing well this morning. So let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Okay, if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the Big Book, Bill, even though he's having all these conflicting feelings about religion and everything, here he sees some tangible evidence right in front of him that something crazy is going on, because his old drinking buddy is sober today. So we'll keep going with that. We're on the bottom of page 11, and we'll read most of page 12 today. I saw that my friend was much more than inwardly reorganized. He was on different footing. His roots grasped new soil. Despite the living example of my friend, there remained in me the vestige of my old prejudice. The word God still aroused a certain antipathy. When the thought was expressed that there might be a God personal to me, this feeling was intensified. I didn't like the idea. I could go for such conceptions as creative intelligence, universal mind, or spirit of nature, but I resisted the thought of a czar of the heavens, however loving his way might be. I've since talked with scores of men who felt the same way. My friend suggested what seemed like a novel idea. He said, "Why don't you choose your own conception of God?" This statement hit me hard. It melted away the icy intellectual mountain in whose shadow I had lived and shivered many years. I stood in the sunlight at last. It was only a matter of being willing to believe in a power greater than myself. Nothing more was required of me to make my beginning. I saw that growth could start from that point. Upon a foundation of complete willingness, I might build what I saw in my friend. Would I have it? Of course I would. Thus I was convinced that God is concerned with us humans when we want Him enough. At long last, I saw, I felt, I believed. Scales of pride and prejudice fell from my eyes, and a new world came into view. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on step 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Page 35. To every worldly and practical-minded beginner, this step looks hard, even impossible. No matter how much one wishes to try, exactly how can he turn his will and his own life over to the care of whatever God he thinks there is? Fortunately, we who have tried it, and with equal misgivings, can testify that anyone at all, can begin to do it. We can further add that a beginning, even the smallest, is all that is needed. Once we have placed the key of willingness into the lock, and have the door ever so slightly open, we find that we can always open it some more. Though self-pity may slam it shut again, as it frequently does, it will always respond the moment we again pick up the key of willingness. Maybe this all sounds mysterious and remote, something like Einstein's theory of relativity or the proposition in nuclear physics. It isn't at all. Let's look at how practical it actually is. Every man and woman who has joined AA and intends to stick has, without realizing it, made a beginning on step 3. Isn't it true that in all matters touching upon alcohol, each of them has decided to turn his or her life over to the care, protection, and guidance of Alcoholics Anonymous? already a willingness has been achieved to cast out one's own will and one's own ideas about the alcohol problem in favor of those suggested by AA. Any willing newcomer feels sure that AA is the only safe harbor for the foundering vessel that he has become. Now, if this is not the turning of one's will and life over to a newfound providence, then what is it? "24 hours a day, January 22nd. AA thought for the day. In the beginning, you want to get sober, but you're helpless. So you turn to a power greater than yourself, and by trusting in that power, you get the strength to stop drinking. From then on, you want to keep sober, and that's a matter of re-educating your mind. After a while, you get so that you really enjoy simple, healthy, normal living. You really get a kick out of life without the artificial stimulus of alcohol. All you have to do is look around at the members of any AA group, and you will see how their outlook has changed. Is my outlook on life changing? Meditation for the day. I will never forget to say thank you to God, even on the grayest days. My attitude will be one of humility and gratitude. Saying thank you to God is a daily practice that is absolutely necessary. If a day is not one of thankfulness, the practice has to be repeated until it becomes so. Gratitude is a necessity for those who seek to live a better life. Prayer for the day. I pray that gratitude will bring humility. I pray that humility will bring me to live a better life. Daily Reflection, January 22nd. Let's keep it simple. A few hours later, I took my leave of Dr. Bob. The wonderful old broad smile was on his face as he said almost jokingly, "Remember, Bill, let's not louse this thing up. Let's keep it simple." I turned away, unable to say a word. That was the last time I ever saw him. Alcoholics Anonymous comes of age, page 214. After years of sobriety, I occasionally ask myself, can it be this simple? Then, at meetings, I see former cynics and skeptics who have walked the AA path out of hell by packaging their lives without alcohol into 24-hour segments, during which they practice a few principles to the best of their individual abilities. And then I know again that, while it isn't always easy, if I keep it simple, it works. Okay, that concludes today's reading, and man, do I love that daily reflection of keeping it simple. Full transparency, I woke up this morning earlier than the alarm went off, and you know I wake up early. It's 3:23 as I'm recording this, but I woke up probably around 1:30 or 2. And my poor wife, she was awake too, and she was talking about her job. And I started replaying all the stuff that happened yesterday on my job. And all of a sudden the anxiety starts to kick in. The guilt and the shame for not handling things as well as I could, that started to kick in. And I laid there in the bed for about a half hour just replaying some stuff. Then I realized, wait a minute, I need to pray. So I went out in the garage before recording this, and I had to pray the 3rd step prayer. God, I offer myself to you to build with me and do with me as you will. Please relieve me the bondage of self that I may better do your will. Please take away my difficulties, that victory over these things may bear witness to those I would help of your power, your love, and your way of life. May I do your will today and always. That's my reset button. And when I read this daily reflection, I realize, look, yesterday's done. There's some use in yesterday, I can go back and say, okay, can I change some of the things I did yesterday? No. But can I apply what I've learned today? Yes. Can I make any amends, whether direct or indirect, today? Yes. I'm going to package my life today in this 24-hour segment. And in this case, I've got 21 or 20 and a half to go, something like that. And then right here, during which they practice a few principles to the best of their individual abilities. So I'm going to practice these 12 steps to the best of my ability today. You know, I can think of some amends I probably need to make, and some strategies to be a better professional today, better person today. But one thing I'm not going to do, which I've done for years, and I know I harp on this a lot, but I guess it's just for my own sanity. I am not going to waste time beating myself up over things I cannot change. And that's where that beautiful serenity prayer comes into play. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I have wasted so much time over the years beating myself up, hating myself, and all these things. But thanks to the program, you know, when I wake up with that anxiety, I just realize, hey, I appreciate the fact that I woke up today. Speaking of gratitude in the 24 hours, I woke up today. Thank you, God. How can I right my wrongs? Okay, all right, here's some practical things I can do today. Instead of, oh, Rob, I can't believe you did that. Oh, why did you handle that way? Jeez, you shouldn't have said that. You know, oh, you piece of crap. You know how it starts, right? I don't have to be like that anymore because that is not productive and that doesn't help my fellow man. And maybe by practicing these 12 suggestions today, maybe I will kind of like myself, at least for this set of 24 hours. We'll see. But anyway, that's enough of my rambling for one day, guys. I hope you all have a great one. As always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect. I'm just a drunk, just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery, honored to be here. And if we are given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.